I'm Natalia Bonner. Welcome back. All right, I'm still obsessed with my brand new Sway machine quilting rulers. I am quilting right now on my awesome Wayfinder quilt, and I do have a brand new exclusive video coming to the PNQ Academy where I'll share my full process of machine quilting this quilt. You don't want to miss it. It's turning out so awesome. Plus, I'm doing a lot of ruler work with the Sway machine quilting rulers. But today we're going to break things down, go back to the basics. And I'm going to be showing you how to use this hook end of the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler to mark a perfect 5-inch circle. And then we'll use the circle end to quilt out that circle. So let's hop over to my Gamble 22-inch machine and let's get marking and stitching. We're going to use the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler to mark and quilt a 5-inch circle. So the way that I have designed the Sway machine quilting rulers, on this circle end here, you can see that there's an X and also a T that intersect the center of that circle, which is a great reference point. Now, what do I line those up on to quilt my circle? Let's start out by doing a bit of marking. I like to use the blue Mark Be Gone marker. I've had great success. Just make sure your markings are removed 100% before applying any heat. Now I'm going to line up the straight side of the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler right on top of my 2-inch square, and I'm going to mark an X through that. Now I'm using a 2-inch square because this just happens to be the quilt that I'm currently quilting on. And if you want to see my full process, make sure you do enroll in the PNQ Academy on our website, peasandquilt.com. So once I have that X marked through my center, now I technically could begin quilting. I could lay this X that is marked here, or this T that is marked on the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler, right up on top of those marked lines. So you can see right there, adjust a little bit to get it perfect, or I can even rotate it. Now I'm lining up that T. Same thing, there's the curve for my 5-inch circle. Now if you measure across this, it's not a 5-inch circle. I have designed the Sway machine quilting rulers so that this circular end over here, this concave side right here, are designed for quilting a perfect 5-inch curve. Now, this is the Gamble ruler foot on my 22-inch machine. I've pretty much seen a lot of different ruler feet, and most that I've seen measure the same. What do I mean? I mean that from this needle position to the outside of my foot here is 1/4 of an inch. So I have designed the rulers so that you can quilt around this circle and you will quilt a 5-inch circle. So I'm taking that space right there into consideration when you're using this end for quilting and also this concave side. The markings on this ruler, like I mentioned, here is the T and also the X that indicate the center point on that 5-inch circle. Through the center here, there are also a few markings. So this is the concave side right here. You can see this large dashed line right there. That is 1/4 of an inch on the inside, and that's the same on all of those. Those are 1/4 of an inch. You can use those to line up on when quilting other shapes and circles. Right here, there is another straight, heavy dashed line right through the center of the concave side. This line indicates the center of this circle, so this 5-inch curve. So these are also reference points. When quilting that concave side, you can line up these markings on your quilt to help you keep your ruler nice and straight. Now let's go to the hook end. On all of the Sway machine quilting rulers, there is a hook end. This hook end is designed for marking. This curve out here is a perfect 5-inch circle curve. So here is the circle, and it continues, even though the ruler's flat right here, that circle continues all the way over here to this curved line, and then all the way back around. You can see on this now circular end, there's that 1/4 inch inside echo line, also right here. But also you can see here is that straight line through the center, indicating the circle that is used here for marking. So here is the T through the center, and then you'll also see there is that X that indicates the center. Now I need these lines so that when I begin my marking, I can use those marked lines on the ruler. So now I'm lining up that T right there. Even though it doesn't come into the center, that's fine, because if I've got my ruler lined up so that this straight line and this straight line are right on top of my marked lines, then I can go ahead right here and mark a curve, and that is the outside of my 5-inch circle. Now I can flip the ruler and repeat that process. And I'm going to just do that. You can see I'm not actually marking a full circle. I could mark the full circle if I chose to, but again, I'm just really, when I'm marking like this, marking so that I can see reference points. Is this the size of circle that I actually want? So flipping the ruler back and forth, ensuring that I'm lining these marked lines up every time. So there I have my 5-inch marked circle. Now you can see when I laid my sway 5, this circular end of the ruler up so that that X lines up right on top of my marked lines, I can see now that there is that 1/4 inch space all the way around. That is the perfect 5-inch circle that I will quilt on the outside using the circular end of the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler. So to quilt out this design, I'm going to lay the Sway 5 machine quilting ruler so that this X that's marked through the center, or the T, you can rotate the ruler just whatever position feels most comfortable to you, but I want that to intersect my marked line. Once I have it in the correct position, then I'm going to use gentle pressure, engage my machine, and begin stitching. Now I'm going to stitch maybe about 1/4 of the way around. When I stop to reposition my ruler, I want to make sure that my ruler foot and my needle is in the down position. That way I can adjust and I know that my stitching is going to continue to stay nice and smooth. Next, I'm going to reposition my ruler so that, again, that marked line is right on top of my marked line on the quilt. Now from here, I'll use gentle pressure on the ruler, engage my machine, and continue stitching. So again, I'm going to reposition my machine quilting ruler so that that X is right on top of my marked line. Then I'll engage my machine and complete that circle. And now I have a perfect 5-inch circle.
I ordered a chicken and an egg online. I'll tell you what comes first.